Is Disney World's best hotel not owned by Disney at all? Let's find out. I am here at the Walt Disney World Swan Hotel for a full tour of this Marriott-owned property. Now, this hotel is a deluxe resort, but without the Disney World deluxe hotel prices. We'll talk a little bit more about that, which means you do get a lot of the best Disney perks without spending as much cash. As you can see, the Swan is pretty big. It's got a 12-story main building with 2 7-story wings with a total of around 750 guest rooms. It's got sort of that aquatic theme similar to the Dolphin. I have toured the Dolphin and the premiere offering of the Swan Reserve as well, so you can check out those other 2 videos on the channel right now. But I'm really excited to head in and learn a little bit more about the Swan. I've never stayed here, and I hear that it is pretty nice. Now, these hotels are by Marriott, so these are not Disney hotels. That means a lot of the experience is going to be pretty different. You're not dealing with cast members, you're dealing with Marriott employees, different furnishings in the room. So it's going to be a different experience. And I super enjoyed my stay at the Dolphin, so we'll see how I feel here. Does anybody else find revolving doors scary? This one's really big and I still find it scary. Whoa, did it. Now, the Swan does not have as grand a lobby as over at the Dolphin, but it is still a very beautiful space designed by famous architect Michael Graves. And you can see it's got swans on the inside, swans on the outside, swans everywhere. That's why they call it the Swan. Now, if you enter from the parking lot, you'll come right into the check-in area. The check-in desk is on this wall with those beautiful plant mural behind it. But I actually get to skip the check-in desk. Since this isn't a Disney hotel, you cannot use the My Disney Experience app to check in. However, you can use the Marriott Bonvoy app. So I downloaded the Marriott Bonvoy app, I put in all of my information for check-in, I let them know when I'd be here, and I was able to check in. What's really awesome is that I let them know that I would be here around 10 a.m. instead of 4 p.m., the regular check-in time, and my room was ready by 10, which was super cool, especially since I put that in at 8 a.m. Now, you do have an option of using a mobile key, which is available in the app with Bluetooth, and you can use that at your door, in the parking lot, for anything you would use a room key for. However, I have had issues with the mobile key. I do use an Android phone, and I think it's better used for iPhones with the Marriott mobile key. The Disney one works fine for me, so I think I'm going to grab a physical room key just to be safe. And you can too, so that you don't have to walk all the way to your room and then back to the lobby. Key acquired. Now, I am super excited to see where we'll be staying. So we're going to head up there in just a second, and you're going to want to see it and also hear about the pricing. It might surprise you. But first, a very cool note about this hotel if you don't know where it's located. Even though the Swan is not officially a Disney hotel, it has an amazing location. It is located right next to its sister hotel, the Dolphin, and it's on Crescent Lake. So you can see through the bridges over there, the Yacht Club. We are walking distance to both Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios. That also means that you can walk to any of the hotels on Crescent Lake, including Disney's Boardwalk Inn, Beach Club, Yacht Club. You can walk to the Swan Reserve. You can walk to Fantasia Gardens Mini Golf. So tons of recreation opportunities, tons of dining opportunities. The boardwalk itself has a bunch of fun recreation. So just a lot that you can access here. In fact, I consider the Epcot Resort area hotels, so those on Crescent Lake, to be the best located hotels in Disney World. You just can't beat walking distance to 2 parks, plus access to the Skyliner and boat transportation. You really can't beat it. There's another significant plus to the Swan that I am going to take advantage of for my room tour because it's that important to me. Just off the main lobby is Java Coffee Eats and Sweets. So yes, my big perk is coffee. But I'll tell you, the coffee here at the Swan and over at the Dolphin is some of my favorite coffee in all of Disney World. Something about it just tastes better. I'm not sure if it's the milk they use, the almond milk, or what, but I'm a big fan. Now, Java Bar doesn't just have coffee. It also has breakfast and lunch options, including breakfast sandwiches. They have Mickey waffles, salads, and lighter options, plus a bunch of pastries. So a lot in here. They've even got some shaken teas that you can have. Pretty much something for everybody. And there are even a number of grab-and-go options. All right. I got this cold brew. It's actually the same order I usually get at Joffrey's, which is cold brew with caramel and almond milk. So I don't know if it's their caramel syrup or their coffee or what, but it is creamy and delicious and sweet, but not too sweet. And I can taste the coffee, and the coffee tastes good. If you happen to be in the area of Swan or Dolphin, I recommend just popping in and grabbing a coffee for the day because every time I'm wowed by how good the coffee is. Best coffee in Disney World, hands down, Swan Dolphin and Le Petit Cafe at Riviera. Those ones just reign supreme. Too good. I also got this muffin that has sausage, egg, and cheese on it. They usually have a variety of breakfast sandwiches. This one was the sandwich of the day, so I don't know if they always have it, but it's pretty much, they make it in the little oven behind the counter. It's not anything too special. They just take it out of the package and put it in the oven, but it still looks pretty good to me. Party breakfast option. A lot better if you need something to fuel you up before your park day than like grabbing a granola bar. It's easy to eat on the go. I could easily walk and eat this on my way to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. The cheese is like that American cheese that gets all melty and delicious. The egg tastes pretty good and it's a pretty big slice of egg. And there's a little bit of kick from the sausage, like just like that like meaty flavor. It's nothing spectacular, but I would certainly get this again. A lot of times I find myself wanting a better grab-and-go breakfast option when I'm staying at a Disney hotel, and I think this kind of thing would be a great addition. All right, breakfast has been had, so I think time to go check out the room. But look at this grasshopper. He's like 3 inches long. He's so scary. Okay. I made it to the elevators. Everybody calm down. Oh, these are pretty elevators. All right, 7th floor. I already forgot my room number. Do you guys remember it? Ooh, a balcony. All right, so right as you come in, we've got the restroom here on the right. And then open up into a pretty sizable room. Actually, this is huge. Now that I look at it. Nice, looks very cozy. And I do have a balcony this time. I did not have a balcony over at Dolphin that looks out over some roof, but I have a view of Tower of Terror, Galaxy's Edge, the Swan Reserve. I can see Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs, the beach here at the Marriott hotels. So not a bad view. All right, there's obviously a lot of hotel to see. I am super excited to take a more detailed look around this room, so let's do it. And we're actually going to explore the hotel and do our hotel resort day tomorrow because I have very exciting plans for this afternoon. I promise I'll tell you, but not yet. First, the room. All right, details time. So the door, you of course have your please do not disturb sign that I should probably put on the door because how awful would it be if housekeeping walked in and saw me talking to you guys. Then you walk in. So in a difference to the Dolphin, the beds in here are queens, and this room is still huge. I mean, seriously, there's so much room for activities. I can't do a cartwheel, but can you imagine if I could? Ugh. Ugh. Now, you know we will get to bed science in a second. Don't you even worry about it. The Swan Dolphin and Swan Reserve have my favorite bed science experiments of all because this is the Westin Heavenly Bed TM. You've got double stuffed feather pillows and just a great mattress. I think there's other things about it, but it is so nice. On the wall here, as you enter, you've got your thermostat. Now, this was set to about 60 degrees when I came in here. Freezing. I turned it up to 72, but just a heads up, when I was at the Dolphin, I could not get my room to warm up because the thermostat auto resets. I haven't had any issue yet today, but I'll let you guys know. Just check with the front desk if you're having issues with it. They will be happy to help. And then we've got these pretty blueprints. Now, something you've probably noticed is that the Swan, just like the Dolphin and the Swan Reserve, have pretty basic hotel rooms. It feels like a regular hotel room in here, not a Disney hotel room. And that might be a con for you, but it's nothing wrong with that either. So if you want a more, regular, normal space, then that's fine too. I looked up the Westin Heavenly Bed. You've got a pillow top mattress, a white goose down comforter, and 4 overstuffed pillows. That's the Westin Heavenly Bed. It's not trademarked. It's the little R with a circle, whatever that means. Between the beds, you've got this side table. This is the only one, but it's pretty sizable. There's a good amount of space on here. You've got your telephone, some information about the telephone, a little notepad with paper, and an alarm clock. You actually will not see alarm clocks in Disney World Resort hotels, so that's an interesting difference. The lamp does have some outlets in it as well, which is always helpful. And then below, we have where you'll find your ice bucket and water glasses, as well as 2 Dasani waters. Now, those are a part of the mandatory resort services package, so you do get those in your room as part of the added fee. You heard me right, added fee. A plus to Disney World Resort hotels is that outside of parking, there aren't any other fees that you're going to be hit with When you're booking at one of these Marriott hotels, there is a mandatory resort service package fee. I've got a little information about it here. It is a $35 fee that will automatically be added to your folio during your trip, and it includes a lot of things like Swan paddle boat rentals, instructor-led fitness classes, your wireless internet, that water I mentioned. You get some discounts during your stay, and then it also helps with those Disney World Resort benefits like transportation, the on-site planning center, the on-site Disney merchandise store, and your parking is free at the resort, at the parks as well. Moving on, we've got this nice chair in the corner, which is definitely where all of my stuff would end up piled. Probably my laundry. It's just who I am. And that is right next to our window that leads out to our balcony. So there are a number of different room levels at the Swan, including traditional rooms, deluxe rooms, rooms with king beds, some with no view, some with resort views, some with balconies, some with alcoves, and there are suites available as well. Now, I did actually get a base level room, and I've ended up with a balcony here. Not the best view because I've got a lot of roof here, but I can still see a lot. I've got Hollywood Studios, several hotels, I can see the water, so it's not a terrible view, but there definitely is some roof noise out on the balcony as well. Now, it's hard to say that there's a time where a balcony isn't a plus, but I actually don't love this balcony. For one, there's this gap right when you open the door, which I just know that I would drop something through. And once you get out, you can see that it's pretty much just like a concrete base with this iron railing that's rusted in places. Nice chairs, comfy chairs, and a little table, all very clean, of course, but it's also not super private. You're going to be hanging out with the other guests around you if you are out on your balcony, even if they're below you. But still, a balcony is nice. And of course, we can look over what is a pretty gorgeous view. Curtains wise, we've got these pretty thick blackout curtains. And these guys block out the light really well. So if you want to take a nap midday, you are pretty covered. And then you've also got privacy curtains, which from this room, not the biggest necessity, but still there is a path down there. And you've got these nice privacy curtains to give you a little space. Now, the Swan and Dolphin do cater to a more grown-up audience than some of the Disney World Resort hotels. They do have meeting space. This hotel has meeting space directly in the same building. And you've got a desk here with a chair for those that need to work, your trash can, and a nice standing lamp. I will say this looks like it could use a little TLC as well. You can see that there's some rust under the surface, but the surface is very clean at least. Directly across from the beds, you've got your main storage unit for the room, plus your television and your coffee machine. The TV does welcome me in at my arrival, which is fun. And I'm actually really excited about the coffee option here. So it is more of like a Keurig type where you pop the little pods in, but it's not technically a Keurig. And they have Starbucks products. So it's the Starbucks Cafe Verona, which is my favorite Starbucks roast. It's a dark roast that has a lot of chocolate flavors. I used to work at Starbucks, fun fact. That was one of my favorites. And then it also has Tazo tea, which I prefer to the teas you can get at the Disney World Resort hotels. Tazo is like expensive tea. So that's pretty cool. I will definitely be taking advantage of that. Got a tissue box. And then here in this cabinet is your mini fridge, which is not the biggest, not the smallest. It's got a good amount of space in there, actually. So plenty of leftovers could fit in. Honestly, I would venture to say that that's bigger than most Disney World Resort hotel room fridges. And it's even got some door space as well. And then we've got your 4 drawers. Now, this is not a ton of storage space. So if you've got 4 adults in this room, you might be a little pressed for storage between the drawers and the closet. However, there's this large empty spot where you can just leave your bags out of the way. There's a lot of floor space in this room, so I don't think you would feel too cramped. The drawers themselves are also really big. I could fit the contents of an entire suitcase, if not literally my entire suitcase in here. Time for Weston Heavenly Bed Science with Quincy. Extended jingle, because Weston the Heavenly Bed is a long sentence. Without further ado, yes! The Weston Heavenly Bed. Oh man, this is a comfortable bed. It is similar to the Disney beds in that it is right between a firm and a soft mattress, but it seems to give me more support, like on my back. The mattress in general with that pillow top just feels like it's soaking you up a little bit more, feels more like a cloud. The pillows I don't like as much as the Disney pillows, but I do love an overstuffed pillow, so it's still a really great pillow. I have never not had a great sleep staying at one of these hotels because these beds are so comfy. My bed at home isn't as comfy as these beds. This is one of my favorite perks of staying at the Swan or the Dolphin or the Swan Reserve. But there is more to see, more to see. It's time to check out the bathroom. All right, so in the bathroom, there are two sort of phases to the bathroom. The first one has no door, and it's got this vanity in here. Single vanity, but there is another one in here, so two people can easily be getting ready in this room. A very nice lit mirror, so that you can see me do this. Ooh, yeah, what about it? They also have this huge makeup mirror. I really like the size of this. You can like really see, but the question is, does it do the fun thing? There's some good amount of space on either side of the sink, and it's a nice like classy looking square sink in front of these green tiles. We've got hand soap, white tea aloe soap. Is it a pretty fun shape? All right, sad news, mine was broken, but it is a pretty leaf. There's a good amount of space under the sink as well. Then opposite the sink is your closet for the room. So the doors are a little dusty, but you open it up and it's an okay amount of space, but there's a lot in here. So we've got spare pillow, it looks like up here, iron with ironing board, an in-room wall safe, 2 luggage racks. I'd definitely be pulling that out and putting that in that spare space in the room. We've got a number of hangers, notes for valet service for your clothes, some recycling bags, as well as some brown paper bags. And that looks like a nozzle for a steamer, but I don't see a steamer. Is that for the hairdryer? Is there a hairdryer? Again, for adults, it's going to be a rather small closet, but if you're not staying for too long, it's probably plenty of space. Or if, you know, someone's an underpacker. The door to the other half of the bathroom does feature your full-length mirror. So you've got the larger of the 2 vanities in here. This room does have a door that closes and locked. The mirror is bigger as well, and it still has that lighting around it. No makeup mirror in here, though. The sink is about the same size. You've got another leaf soap, maybe not a broken one. And then you've got white tea aloe shampoo, conditioner, and body lotion. Should we see how the body lotion smells? It's nice. Kind of smells generic, like just general nice smelling lotion, but that's probably good. You've also got some additional reusable cups and plastic cups in here, which I love because I never feel like I have enough cups to be able to use water how I want to when I stay at a hotel. This nice print, which looks a little bit like headlights and fog, in my opinion, but it's less weird than the ones I saw at the Swan Reserve. If you know, you know, and if you don't, please go watch my room tour because the bathroom prints were wild. Under the sink in here, you have a ton of towels, 6 full-size towels, so many hand towels. There's even a hand towel already hanging up, and 2 things of toilet paper, which is actually really nice. It means that it's less likely that you have to call for added toiletries and amenities. There is a hairdryer. My guess is that thing in the closet was for that hairdryer. Looks right. Trash can, and of course the ever-important commode, which has more soap on it. Wow, this is the room of never-ending soap. And your bath mat. Your shower is a pretty basic white tile, pretty sizable tub here, and you've got what it looks to be a really nice shower head with a bit of a waterfall vibe. Oh yeah, it looks nice. And a pretty plain white shower curtain to go along with it. And that's our Swan room. Let's talk about pricing though, because pretty sizable room, pretty basic, not a ton going on to it. The Westin Heavenly Bed. What's that going to cost you? Now, the prices do vary at these Marriott hotels by the room level, the view, the beds that you'll get. And you can check the Marriott website for special offers. But in general, rates tend to hang around $280 to around $300 for slower times, and from around $550 to around $720 per night for busier times. So those are going to be for the fancier rooms as well. And keep in mind, there is that mandatory $35 resort fee plus tax. But one thing that you will notice, these are classified as deluxe Disney hotels. That means you get deluxe Disney hotel perks, including getting to go to extended evening hours at the theme parks, one of the most coveted and exclusive perks that deluxe hotel guests get. And staying at a deluxe hotel for $280 at one of the Disney hotels, almost impossible. The cheapest deluxe hotel on average is either Animal Kingdom Lodge or Wilderness Lodge, both of which rooms hang out at the lowest in the 400s range. So you can stay a lot cheaper and still get those deluxe perks here, and a bigger room. It just might not have that Disney magic you're looking for. But enough about that. I told you we had an exciting day planned, and I'm gonna take you guys along a little bit. Just a little bit. You'll see. It's so exciting. It's August, if that's a hint. This is a very special staycation that we are on together because not only do we get to have an amazing resort day tomorrow at the Swan, but tonight I am headed to 2022's first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party! Disney's Halloween event starts tonight. I'm going, so that's why our resort day is going to be tomorrow. It's going to make for a super fun staycation for us, I think. So I am going to head over to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to see how long it takes me. I will be driving, but we'll see how that ride works. And remember, I get free parking at the theme park because I'm a Swan guest. So that could be the option you want to take. And then I'm going to meet up with Emma and Breedlove for some spooky fun! So the Swan has a number of transportation options. It's got the boats. You can walk to Epcot to take the Skyliner. You can walk to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And you can take the buses. Now the buses that come from the Swan are not Disney buses. They are chartered by Swan and Dolphin, but they will take you to the parks. They run just as often as Disney buses, about every 20 minutes. The big difference with the Swan and Dolphin buses is that it will not drop you at the Disney bus stops. It will drop you at general bus stops. The only place that really has a big effect is on the bus to Magic Kingdom. I took the bus over to Animal Kingdom during my stay at Swan Reserve, and it was about a 12-minute ride. And then once I got there, they dropped me in the parking lot, but just as close to the gates as the bus stop is, so it really wasn't that different. Now the bus to Magic Kingdom drops you at the Transportation and Ticket Center. So with a Disney Resort hotel, you do get dropped right by the gates of Magic Kingdom, and staying at the Swan, you're gonna have to take the monorail or the boat over to Magic Kingdom from the Transportation and Ticket Center. I, however, am going to drive over to Magic Kingdom, one, to show off that parking that I get without charge at the theme parks as a guest, and two, because I have to give Emma some things out of my car, so I need it. But we're going to drive over and see how long the drive takes. Now, the buses at the Swan, Dolphin, and Swan Reserve are not Disney buses. They are specific to the Swan and Dolphin and Swan Reserve. You can see one of those right here. Similar to when you stay at a Disney World Resort hotel, you do have to pay for parking at the Swan. However, it is more expensive than the rates at Disney World hotels. Deluxe Disney World hotels, you pay $25 to park per night. Here it is $32 to park per night. Valet is available, but the self-parking is $32 whether you are a registered guest or a non-registered daily guest. If you are a guest, you can leave and come back to the parking lot as much as you like. If you are not a guest and you pay that $32, you do not get to go in and out of the parking lot. You get to park there, and then once you leave, you're done. Now, I don't love a parking fee, so definitely keep that in mind. If you are driving your own car, you will not have to pay the $25 per day to park at the theme parks, but you will have to pay $32 per day to park at the Swan. So it can be convenient. It can be pricey, up to you. My recommendation is just to budget that $32 into what you're paying per night at the resort if you plan on bringing your car. Same thing with the Disney hotels, budget that parking fee in and then compare them. Probably if you're going for a deluxe hotel, this one will still come out as a little cheaper depending on the time of year that you're staying, but it's definitely something to look at. All right, starting my timer. Let's see how that drive is over to Magic Kingdom. See you there. All right, it was a very brief 10-minute drive from the Swan parking lot to being parked at the Transportation and Ticket Center, which is pretty sweet. Now, if I did take the bus, which a team member told me would have taken around 15 minutes, I would have ended up at the bus parking here at the Transportation and Ticket Center, which is to the left right here. That's where the Swan and Dolphin buses come and drop you off. You can just walk right in, head through security, and be in the TTC like I am now. I also did have a hair and makeup in the car moment, sitting in the Transportation and Ticket Center parking lot, so... All right, I found Emma. We're gonna go have some spooky fun. If you wanna see all of the fun we have at Mickey's Not So Scary tonight, the video is already up, so go check it out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for my resort day. Good night. Good morning. Resort day time. Also, I just came downstairs. They're playing Muse. Now we are having a resort day today, but we still gotta check out. Now, luckily, the Swan and Dolphin have express checkout, where you can just text express to the number that's posted here to self-checkout, and you can recycle your room keys by just dropping them in these boxes. But, pro tip, If you self-parked, hold on to that room key because you likely paid for parking on your folio and you don't want to double pay. So use your room key to exit the parking gate. But let's do some exploring for our resort day. I'm super excited. Where better to start our tour than back in the main lobby? Now, this isn't a very grand lobby, but it is still nice. We, of course, saw the check-in desks yesterday, and then if you head out this giant revolving door, you head towards the parking lot and the Disney buses that we saw yesterday as well. But there's more to see in here, including a very unique offering that they have here, which is the Disney Planning Center and Gifts. Now, since the Swan and Dolphin are owned by Marriott and not Disney, most of the amenities are provided by Marriott and not the Disney amenities. You're not talking to cast members, you're talking to Marriott employees. But there is this Disney amenity with the Disney Planning Center and Gifts where you can come in and get Disney merchandise and go ahead and get some of your Disney plans in order, similar to a guest services location that you'd have in another hotel. Store-wise, you're going to have a lot of the basic Disney merchandise in here. Ears, Spirit jerseys, some board games and things like that, and essentials like pain medicine and Moleskin, some Disney snacks. It is not a very big store, so certainly don't count on this store to have something if you see it in the park and want it when you get back to your hotel. But it is a nice amenity to have since this isn't a Disney-specific hotel. It is also one of the few merchandise locations located here at the Swan. And since the front desk isn't going to be able to help you with your tickets or your dining reservations for any Disney World locations, you can head in here to the Disney Planning Center to get help with anything like that. These guys do work similar to a guest services location and can help you out with pretty much anything you need, including Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party tickets if you want to go like I did last night. Just keep in mind that they do have limited hours, so you might have to head next door to one of the boardwalk area hotels or to the guest services location at Epcot for help if they are closed. Remember, guests of the Swan do also have access to amenities over at the Dolphin and at the Swan Reserve. The Dolphin's Planning Center tends to have more people working there on average, I've noticed. So if the one over here is closed, go ahead and head on over there and they might be able to help you. It's off the lobby. You can see that in my tour of the Dolphin. Next door is Java, which is of course where we had breakfast yesterday. Do I need coffee again? I did it. I successfully resisted. How long will it last? I don't know, because I have Java available to me all day. And their coffee's so good. Swan and Dolphin don't have a very Disney feel to them because they aren't Disney, but you will still find some Disney pieces in them. There's this Remy's Ratatouille Adventure sign, which tells you how many rats tall you are. And then at the end of the hallway, I see some stormtroopers. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Yeah, Footawat. Now, down that hallway with the stormtroopers to your right off the lobby, there are a few really helpful amenities down here. This is where you'll find concierge, which can be super helpful, and you'll also find the valet cashier if you want valet for your car, and this really helpful amenity that has flights and a little terminal for booking Mirror's transportation, calling for dining reservations, things like that. Now, heading down this hallway, you head towards the outdoor area here at the Swan, but there's also a very exciting few locations down here, including Il Mulino New York Trattoria. Il Mulino is a signature restaurant here at the Swan. It is a very fancy Italian restaurant. There's a dress code, so make sure you check that out if you're planning on dining here. I also have heard that it is one of the best restaurants in Disney World, especially if you love Italian food. The restaurant contains a lounge and a dining room, and as you can see, it is on the more expensive side, but the food looks absolutely amazing with fish and veal and pastas, of course. You can see it is a very elegant space. You can see into the kitchen. This first part is the lounge, which has a little bit wider hours than the restaurant does itself. I've actually never eaten at Il Mulino. I'm not sure how it compares to the new restaurant over at Riviera Resort, Topolino's Terrace, which has only been here for a few years. So if you would like to see a review of Il Mulino, go ahead and let us know in the comments. I, of course, would be happy to eat pasta. Also in this kind of bigger open hangout space where there's plenty of seating and charging tables for your phone and things like that, I actually have hung out in here even when I'm not staying, just because there's a lot of space. There is this chill frozen drink stand. Now this does have limited hours. It does not open until 2:30 p.m., but you can get a lot of really tasty drinks here, including cocktails that are frozen. like the mango margarita or the Paloma, lots of other signature cocktails, and you can even choose your refillable cup. So they have cocktails and then they have kids drinks as well. Heading the other way across from El Molino, there are a few more restaurants and amenities. A very interesting one here is Kimonos, which I think is a super underrated restaurant here in Disney World because they have karaoke and also they serve sushi. You'll find Kimonos first on the right with this very grand archway. Now, Kimonos does serve sushi, raw fish, cooked sushi, the whole shebang, and they do have karaoke after 9:30 some nights. 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. It is lounge style. It does not open until 5:30 p.m. So it's definitely a later in the day option, but a super fun time. And if you love sushi and you're staying at the Swan, what an amenity. And Kimonos isn't just good sushi for Disney World. It also was voted one of the top 10 sushi restaurants by the Orlando Sentinel for all of Orlando. I really like the sushi here. I have to say I like the sushi over at Morimoto's in Disney Springs a little bit better, but they don't have karaoke and it's more expensive. So Kimonos is definitely worth a stop if you're a sushi lover. And then a little further down the hallway, you'll come to a casual dining spot, Garden Grove, which typically serves breakfast and lunch. Now, Garden Grove is not open every day of the week, so you can head on across to the Dolphin for food if it is closed. But as you can see, it is such a grand and beautiful space. It is supposed to be designed like a garden, so it's got this amazing tree in the middle, tons of tables and seating, and the food is of course served buffet style. Now, just because you're not at a Disney location doesn't mean you won't still be stuck to the Disney prices, as it is a little expensive even at this casual dining spot. But lots of breakfast options here. They do lunch occasionally as well. And what I really like about coming in here is that it actually is just off of sort of the Swan and Dolphin kitchen, where you can come see these beautiful wedding cakes, which is super cool. All right, let's head outside. Now, as we saw from our view yesterday, there are definitely beautiful grounds here at the Swan. And you have views of the Swan Reserve over there across the street and the Dolphin right across the lake. Now, as you can probably tell, the dining locations at the Swan do have pretty wonky hours, but I don't actually consider that too much of an issue because of how much access the location of this hotel affords you to different dining in Disney World. For one, it is a very short walk across to the Dolphin, which has a ton of dining locations, both casual and fancy. I have done my full tour of the Dolphin already, so if you want to see that, you can head over and check out my full review of the Walt Disney World Dolphin. I had an amazing stay there, just like this stay has been so far, so it's certainly interesting. And then the Swan is also located just off of Crescent Lake. You can see here that this is the boat dock where you can hop on a boat to head to Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, the Boardwalk, or Disney's Yacht and Beach Club resorts. So there are a lot of really, really easy places to get. Now, everywhere the boat goes, you can also walk. I fully believe that the best located hotels in Disney World are the ones located here in the Epcot resort area, because you can walk to two parks, Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and you can get to all of these hotels, all walking distance or via boat. You can also walk to the Skyliner. There's just a lot of access when you stay at these hotels, so amazing location. Now, the boat ride over to Hollywood Studios takes about 8 minutes from here, as it is the next stop. The boat ride back over to Epcot takes 15 to 20, since you do have to go to Hollywood Studios first and then back over to Epcot. And on the way back from Epcot or Hollywood Studios, you do have to stop at the Boardwalk and Yacht and Beach as well. So the way back is the longest boat ride here, but still a huge amenity, very convenient to be able to take a boat to two parks. Walking wise, it is a pretty short walk either way, about 15 to 20 minutes to Epcot and 10 to 15 minutes to Hollywood Studios, depending on your pace. Maybe 20 minutes to Hollywood Studios if you got a really slow pace. You just head up on over this bridge past this sign to the Boardwalk, and that'll take you towards Disney's Boardwalk Inn and Epcot. And if you just make a hard right, you can follow this sidewalk along the bank of the river, and that will take you over towards Hollywood Studios. So pretty easy walks from over here at the Swan. And even better than just being able to walk to all those locations, all of those locations have dining. So if you're not happy with the options at the Swan, or if the hours are getting a little wonky for you, you can cross right over to the Dolphin or head to all of the dining on the Boardwalk, the dining at the Yacht and Beach Club, and if you have park commission, you could even check out dining in Epcot and Hollywood Studios. There is nothing better than spending under $500 per night and being able to walk to two Disney World parks. I would venture to say that I would venture to say that the Swan and Dolphin are probably the only two hotels where that's possible, because most other hotels that are walkable to the Disney parks are deluxe Disney World resorts, and those tend to be more expensive than the Swan and Dolphin. I also will note that across the way at the Dolphin, they are redoing some of those balconies outside of the rooms. So I'm not sure if that project is going to come over here to the Swan as well, but maybe the balcony we saw yesterday that looked a little worse for wear will be getting some TLC too soon. You know, we got to look at the pool. There's actual really unique amenities here at the Swan that are included. I keep wanting to say Dolphin. It's hard. There are some really unique amenities that are included here at the Swan, so we're going to check some of them out. Now, there are not too many people out and about today. I did get a late start this morning because I needed to sleep in a bit after Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which I highly recommend if you know you're going to have a late night in Disney World, is planning a little rest. Maybe do like me and do a resort day after a Halloween party or the Christmas party, or even if you just plan to be in the parks until late. Now, on the outside of the hotel, we do start the pool areas. There's a significant pool area that is shared between the Swan, Dolphin, and the Swan Reserve hotels. Now, this pool area is the lap pool. Again, the first of a few pools that we'll see. As you can see, it's, you know, a lap pool. It's not exactly the most exciting pool in the world. There's no water features or anything, but it's also not super crowded, which is a big bonus. A pretty unique feature of the pool here is that they do have poolside cabanas available for rental, where you can get some VIP amenities and these private spaces. Now, my absolute favorite thing about the pools at the Swan and Dolphin is actually more to do with food than it is to do with swimming. You can actually mobile order from Cabana Bar and Beach Club right from your pool chair, which is amazing, and it will come out to you. Having a pool day, just order your next drink right to your pool chair. Oh, chef's kiss. Now, just off the pool is also where you'll find the Lakeview Room, which is an event space, an event room. There's not really anything going on in there right now, but it is available for events. There might be events going on during your stay. That is something to keep in mind about the Swan, is that it is home to a convention center. So it can be crowded if there's a convention going on, and it can be difficult to know when a convention is going on. So that is something to keep in mind as a potential con of this hotel. Now, don't leave your room key somewhere else when you head to the pool, because room keys are required to get towels, which is important to remember. Towels are, of course, for guests, so don't leave your room key behind if you're headed to the pool. And just like over at the Dolphin, the Swan does have its own fitness center. It's available 24 hours. You do need your room key to access it. And it's located right off the pool deck, so you can just walk right on out here and get your workout in if you are a workout on vacation kind of person. This pool deck also has hammocks, which is amazing. I love a good hammock, as well as some recreation like ping pong or pool. And there is, of course, a jacuzzi, hot tub, whirlpool spa, whatever you want to call it. Now, outdoor food-wise on the Swan side, you do have the Splash Pool Bar and Grill. Now, that's located here. As you can see, it's closed. It is only open seasonally. So it is not open today. It's pretty slow in Disney World right now. You can do the mobile ordering from the comfort of your pool lounge chair from Cabana Bar and Grill just across the way on the Dolphin side. And we are certainly going to head over there today because I'm hungry. And as we've seen, wonky hours today. We're headed on a little stroll around the end of the lake here. I do love these little directional signs. I think those are so cute. I know that they're practical, but they can be cute too. This beautiful path along the water here is actually called the Lake Terrace. And then sort of up here in this area is the Swan Terrace, which are occasionally used for event space. There is a playground for kiddos as well, shared between the hotels. Now, pretty much all amenities are shared between guests of the Dolphin, the Swan, and the Swan Reserve. So they do have the potential to get crowded. However, most of the time when I'm over here, they are not overly crowded, which is really awesome. Especially because there's a super cool pool. The feature pool here is amazing. Now, this path here, just across from the pool areas, does lead across the street to the Swan Reserve. There is a crosswalk, and the other really cool thing about this path is it also leads you over to Fantasia Gardens mini golf. A more underrated activity in Disney World is mini golf. There are two courses. There's the Fantasia Gardens mini golf and then Winter Summerland mini golf. That one's over by Blizzard Beach, but Fantasia Gardens is located right here, walkable from the Swan, Dolphin, and the Swan Reserve, as well as the Boardwalk Resort area. And it's super fun. It's a Fantasia themed mini golf course. I don't consider it a must do on a Disney vacation, but if you have time to get your mini golf on, I love these courses. I love a game of mini golf. I think it's super fun, like beach vibes. And if you have an evening, it's not overly expensive and you can just go get your putt on, beat your kids in some mini golf. Or kids, beat your mom and dad. The Marriott hotels also share a sand beach with its own loungers and beach volleyball and even swan boats. Yes, swan boats. Now, very cool. The swan boats are actually included in your resort fee. So if you head over to the Cabana hut, which we'll check out in just a minute, you can rent your swan boat and go for a little paddle around the lagoon here, or the lake, whatever you would call this body of water. But now let's head up into the main pool area. It is getting to be afternoon, so it's definitely bustling around here. And this pool area is shared between the 3 hotels. So there are a good number of people here. It still doesn't feel super crowded though. All right, so this main feature pool area with the rocks is Grotto Pool. Now typically that big ledge in the middle is a giant waterfall. It is not on today, but they do have a DJ out on the bridge up here, which is pretty cool. The Grotto Pool area is also home to a few cabanas. It has a water slide, and there are 3 different hot tubs all throughout this area. It is a gorgeous feature pool area, and it is sprawling. There's a ton of different pool areas for you to swim in. Even on a more crowded day, this one's practically empty over here. And just across this little bridge, they do have a little kiddie pool area as well, plus more recreation. And speaking of recreation, seasonally, you can find a lot of different recreational options out here. There are mini melts. Those are basically Dippin' Dots, it would seem, available here. It looks like they've got stuff for cotton candy and snow cones, although not available right this minute. Place you can get glitter tattoos and your hair braided. And then this is the Cabana Beach Huts. This is where you'll find those watercraft rentals, as well as a couple other amenities you might need for your day. And with just a few steps, we are fully over on the dolphin side now, where you'll find this other lap pool and then Cabana. And it's only a few steps, a very short walk over to the dolphin side of the lake, where you'll find another lap pool and Cabana Bar and Beach Club, which is open and bustling. A very nice atmosphere over here, and I'm hungry. One complaint about the Swan is that it certainly does not have as much dining as over at the Dolphin, especially not as much casual dining. But since it's just a few steps over, I can hardly call it a complaint because it's so close to all these other amenities. The Cabana Bar and Beach Club is this beautiful outdoor space. You can eat here and be seated and have table service. You can grab stuff to go, and you can of course mobile order from your beach chair, lounge chair, and have it brought right to you. But since I am not hanging out at the pool today, I think I'm gonna hang out here at Cabana Bar and Beach Club for a little bit. Talk about a good resort day. The cool thing about Cabana is that you do get seated sort of right on this little designated terrace, and then you can look out and hang out at the pool, which is really awesome. Most Disney hotels, the pool bar's vibes aren't like that vibey. It's like walk up and maybe there are a couple of tables and you're on pavement, but the vibes are very vibey here. The menu here has a lot of basics like chicken wings and chicken tenders and things like that, and it's also got some Mediterranean options like flatbreads, options including like naan and stuff like that. It's a pretty unique menu. And then of course there are some fun pool drinks to go along with it. You can also sit up at the bar, which I think would be super fun too. So to start out for my drink, I got the strawberry basil lemonade jar. This is strawberry and basil infused absolute elix vodka with hand squeezed lemonade and rock candy syrup. Now he did tell me that the rock candy syrup is what makes this one super sweet, so I got the rock candy syrup a little light. And you'll see that it does come in this cute little jar, which is a souvenir jar, and it makes the refills $4 cheaper. It's $16 the first time you buy it, and then $12 anytime after that, even if you bring it back. There's no time limit on it. Also, how handy is this for a resort day? Just strolling around the resort with my little jar of lemonade. That's really good. It's definitely a little sweet, but I'm glad I got that rock candy syrup on the light side, so it's not like super, super sweet. I'm tasting a lot of basil. It's very refreshing. Little bit sour, little sweet, little herby. Very well balanced, actually. I'm really impressed by this. If you like vodka drinks, lemonade drinks, if you want something very light and easy to have for your pool day, I recommend getting this. And go a little light on sweetness with the lightness on the rock candy. I'd get this again. And now I can for $4 cheaper because I have the souvenir cup. All right, so for my entree, I went with fish tacos. According to my waiter, these are the best things on the menu. They are mahi-mahi tacos with red cabbage, sriracha aioli, and this roasted corn avocado relish on the side. They do come with the fish fried, but I got mine blackened. You can also get it grilled, and they look amazing. They're like piled high with toppings. I can't wait. Taco cheers. This is really good. They're piled high with mahi-mahi and the toppings. The fish is cooked amazingly. I love mahi-mahi. It's one of my favorite white fishes. And I was worried that they were going to be like hard corn tortillas, but they are on the softer side. And I don't know, the flavors all come together really well. There's a little bit of like peppery kick, I think, from the fact that the fish is blackened, plus that sriracha aioli. I get these again in a heartbeat. They're really good. They're around like $15, $16, which for fish tacos is a little bit pricey depending on where you go, but these are pretty tasty. They're great for like a hot, cool day. They're giving me the like vacation vibes. Yeah, I'd get these again, and I would totally visit here again. I've just been informed by the awesome staff here that the tortilla that is used for this is a corn and flour combo tortilla. So that's what is giving it like a little bit of the taste of the corn, but also it's holding up similar to a flour tortilla. So I actually really like that. I've never seen that anywhere else, and I think that's an awesome touch to this taco dish. I really love the corn relish situation too. It's just unique fish tacos, but still like classic fish tacos, you know what I mean? Okay, wait, interlude. They're playing We Didn't Start the Fire. And I know all the words to this song, weirdly. All right, a pretty tasty meal had. And now I'm gonna make my way back over to the Swan side. Should you go out of your way to eat at Cabana? Probably not. But is it an amazing amenity for a pool bar? Heck yes, it is. So I think if you're staying at any of the Marriott hotels, Cabana is definitely a great place to plan to have lunch during your resort day. Taking the scenic route just to walk off my fish tacos. I have to say, I don't love the outdoor appearance of these hotels. I never have. I just don't really think they fit into the Disney vibe. I think there's a lot going on when you look at them. But I do really like the experience that these hotels offer. And I think that they're definitely unique. We've only got a few more stops on our tour today, so let's go ahead and talk about whether or not this hotel is worth it. Now, first of all, this hotel does have many of the same perks as Walt Disney World hotels. There's transportation to the Disney attractions, theme park parking is included, package delivery if it returns. There's also early park entry and extended hours. Despite not having deluxe prices, you do still get the extended evening hours that are reserved for deluxe resort hotel guests in Disney World. Pros wise, I can't say it enough. Location, location, location. You are so close to the theme park, so close to other hotels. There are so many options for recreation, dining, fun, just steps away from your hotel. Another pro is that there are tons of dining options. Even though there aren't that many at the hotel itself, there are so many just across the way at Dolphin, just over at the boardwalk, just in the parks. Just like, it's pretty much infinite dining. That's maybe an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. You also get access to a lot of entertainment and amenities. That resort fee is a bit of a bummer, but you do get access to the fitness center, which has fitness classes. The Dolphin does have a kids camp. You can see that in my tour of the Dolphin. The amazing pool, tons of recreation over there. And then of course, all the recreation over on the boardwalk as well. And you get all of those things with a better price than you would be paying at a Disney Deluxe hotel. You're getting a lot of the amenities, you're getting a lot of the perks of location that you get at deluxe Disney hotels, but with a cheaper price tag, which is very nice. Cons wise, this hotel does not have the Disney feel to it, so if that's something you're looking for, you're certainly just not going to find that here. It feels like a Marriott, it does not feel like a Disney hotel because it isn't a Disney hotel. You've also got conventions and tours. Those big groups regularly book the Swan, and so you could have a lot more crowding than you're expecting if you happen to catch one of those conventions and tours. And of course, another major con, the fees. The benefit of Disney hotels is that they don't have those things like resort fees. So what you're seeing as the price per night is pretty much what you're getting plus tax. Whereas here, you're gonna get ramped up almost another $40. So that's something to keep in mind when you're comparing prices, is that resort fee can really catch you off guard. Overall, it certainly depends on you if the Swan is the right choice for you. For me, I certainly recommend the Swan and Dolphin just because you cannot beat the price and get all of those Disney perks anywhere else. Even at Disney hotels, the deluxe hotels are more expensive. And this location, the fact that you get the extended evening hours, just major bonuses. And in my opinion, I think it's worth it to give up that Disney feel in exchange for those more tangible Disney perks. Plus they have the Westin Heavenly bed. Oh, it's so comfortable. I slept so well on that thing. I do every time. I want my bed to be a Westin Heavenly bed. Who do I call for that? All right, and just a few more stops on our tour today. We are passing by Java once again down towards where our elevators were to our room, where we will find the business center. This is a convention hotel. The Disney convention hotels have things like this as well. Just past Java, you will find the business center. This is, of course, an amenity at a lot of convention hotels in Disney World as well. And they've got a bunch of services that they can do, including package handling and things like that, which is super helpful. You can even get some business equipment. It's really awesome if you need that kind of stuff while you're here. But it is not always open, as you can see. And instead of going right towards where our room is, or was, If we go left, you end up in the Swan convention space. As you can see, there are no events going on today, and weird take, but I actually like hanging out in the convention centers when there's not a convention going on. It's usually a lot of very quiet space with seating and air conditioning that it's nice to just like take a rest in. I don't know, maybe that's weird, but you can see it's a pretty big convention space. Not as big as like over at Coronado Springs, but you certainly could be stuck with a pretty large convention if you came while one was going on. Also ask about recreation offerings at the Swan. For instance, they do have movies on the beach, just like you might have screenings under the stars, whatever they're called at Disney hotels. They're watching Finding Nemo tonight, so certainly ask about those recreation offerings. And that is the Swan Hotel. I had a really awesome time staying here. I've got a lot more fun ahead of me, and by fun I mean probably laying in a pool chair and taking a nap, maybe going over to Epcot and having some food and wine booths. So if you need me, that's what I'll be doing. If you like this video, go ahead, like, and subscribe. And now go watch my tour of the Walt Disney World Dolphin Hotel or the Walt Disney World Swan Reserve. See you there.